Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the global door TH1100-DUMED dummy handle set trim. This is a piece of exterior trim that is going to be used on their exit devices where you need to have dummy trim. Where would you use dummy trim? You would use dummy trim when you have a pair of doors, obviously. Your architect, your designer, your specifier wants both doors to look symmetrical. One might have a thumb piece, the other might have just a dummy trim. You could also certainly use it in a scenario where you have a single door where you are going to dog the door unlatched during the day. Think of maybe a mechanic shop where the door that the ownership comes through, they come in, lock that, close that door, boom, go to the customer service door, dog that door open, and then all day long you're just pulling on this handle, which is why you might use a dummy. Those are the two instances. Obviously, you've got to be dogged for this to actually function, or you're using it just for symmetry purposes. Weighs about 2.12 pounds, this piece of handle. It's heavy. It's steel. It's definitely steel. The handle's not, though. The plate is steel. I don't know what the handle is. It very likely could be aluminum. It could be zinc, but it's non-ferrous. It's not going to be stainless. It's either aluminum or zinc. And I'm tempted to say it's aluminum. Nonetheless, the finish matches really well. This is going to have the through bolts that are going to be necessary to communicate to the head case of your exit device, and then up top for a hole through the door. I know you could, if you were determined to convert this into an NL trim, meaning you can put a rim cylinder prep up here if you were to knock that lug off. I don't see why you couldn't do that. If you're going to do that, just order the right trim. But nonetheless, that could happen. You're going to get bolts. It appears to me that we're every bit of a couple heavy on that. There should only be 3. But there they are. Let's take some dimensions of this handle. Overall height, and we're going to judge the location of the screw holes as well. About 12 1/4. Down to that first through bolt hole is about 2 1/2. Down to about 6. Down to about 11 1/2 or so. Overall width, about 3 inch. Overall projection, looks like it's about 1 7/8, 1 13/16. There is a template included with this, which is handy to have, so you know where you're drilling. This is the same template that they would use for their NL, or what they're calling their storeroom function. NL would be night latch. That is kind of synonymous with storeroom in terms of it being a function. I use the term night latch because it applies to other manufacturers' hardware, and they don't use storeroom, but it is a always locked type scenario. I would probably be more prone to call it night latch, only because this storeroom means that it's always locked. Well, you can unlock you can dog the device, which basically, the term dog is when you set something to affect a condition on something else. In this case, you mechanically move some parts to latch or to retain other parts to keep the latch retracted. There is a link below this video to the template that you'll be able to review. Now, the device that this is used with needs to be determined, and I don't have it memorized, and I don't believe it's going to be on their ED500 series, but let's take a look. And where I'm looking for that is going to be under the link to the manufacturer's page. will allow you to hop to the manufacturer's website, will allow you to see all of the global products that we sell. It will also allow you to see the full product catalog, and it's that document that I have opened up, and then Control F for the part number, and we'll find 2 instances of this part number. And they are both for the TH1100 series exit device. So that's nice that they're using TH1100 in the part number and then the function of the item or the rest of the determining piece of the part number, which means it's for a TH1100. So if you have the TH1100 rim or the TH1100 surface vertical rod, this is one of the possibilities in terms of trim, and that catalog will allow you to review the others. Dummies are not really common at all, but they can get, if you've got that door that you are going to, if it's a school, but you will see these installed in schools or pairs of doors, churches. Yeah, those pole handles can get vandalized. They can get pulled off and damaged. I don't know why this client is ordering the material, what's the purpose of the trim only. Or maybe they're adding that trim. Maybe they've said, it'd be nice to dog that device open and have people just come in and pull the door open. Well, what do you want to put on there? Well, why don't we get something that matches the exit device? There you go. That would work out splendidly for you. Okay. Also might be something that you already have a round hole in your door, a 2 1/8 inch hole. This plate is going to assist you in covering that up, so that might be a reason they're using this, because they may already have a hole in a door, and they might have a scenario like a daycare. Daycare occupancy types get obviously inspected, and you might have a lock on a door or a deadbolt, and the inspector comes through when you have applied for your business license, and they say, wait a minute, this occupancy type requires emergency exit hardware. Well, okay, but how are we going to get in? That sort of scenario might be why you would use it. So Global is a company that had a sister company called Transatlantic. Well, Transatlantic I have substantial experience with. That Transatlantic name was an importer of commercial building material for sure since the 1970s, if not earlier, but I know for sure then. Then the people that were Global bought Transatlantic. They took both of those companies and folded them into a company called Imperial. But nonetheless, their products are good. I like some of it more than others. They have gotten better at prompt, reliable, predictable shipping lead time, so that is appreciated. And while they don't necessarily have anything that's unique in terms of their hardware line, they do have a relatively complete line of hardware. So if you are a subcontractor and you've been hired to swing the doors and install all the hardware on the back of the strip mall, Global would be good as an option for that hardware. It's value priced, but still very good quality. Under the Transatlantic name, they have their exit device called the ED501. I've sold mountains of that material, and I only had one fail in almost 30 years, and that's because the client welded the exit device to the door and it melted the latch spring. But other than that, that device has been flawless. And I do see the same sort of caliber in the other products from this company. As long as they continue to give service, I think that they'll continue to sell product. There's no need for another company importing builders' hardware. There's already far too many of those. And if you can't differentiate yourself via service or knowledge or availability, then there's really no reason to do it. And they've been doing a decent job of that. If you have any questions on the Global door, this is their part number TH1100-DUM dummy ED exit device, and this is in the aluminum finish. That's what the AL stands for. Or any other Global door product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.